Hello there, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome here. Depending on the experiences that we've made in our life, we are really different in the way that we extend trust. The extremes are trusting everyone or trusting no one. Obviously, both of these strategies can get us into trouble. To differentiate more, it's helpful to know how we can recognize a trustworthy person. So let's take a look at that. When we trust someone, we open up to them. We let them come close. We let our guard down. We allow ourselves to depend on them. And considering all of this, it's easy to see how trusting someone makes us vulnerable. And there are people who consciously misuse trust, or there are people who just haven't developed trustworthiness yet. So we do have the freedom and responsibility to choose who we want to trust. Sometimes people may have the doubt that this is kind of unfair, but it's not unfair. It's only reasonable that when you meet a new person, you let them earn your trust gradually, rather than trusting them right away. So here are 5 things that you will recognize in someone who's trustworthy. Follow through. Someone who's trustworthy follows through on their promises. When they say they'll do something, they'll do it. They stick to their commitments. They are reliable. Good intentions are great, but they're not enough. Someone who's trustworthy will be dedicated to living up to their intentions and values. They will also stick to agreements they've made with you. And if they feel they won't be able to, they'll talk to you about it instead of just changing the way they treat the agreement without informing you. Accountability. A trustworthy person is able to reflect on their own mistakes and shortcomings. They can talk about them, apologize where necessary, make corrections, and they're dedicated to learning from mistakes. If they're not able to reflect on their own mistakes, they probably have this psychological defense mechanism of finding the fault in other people all of the time. So no matter what happens in your relationship, whatever kind of a relationship it is, they'll always have an explanation why you're the bad guy. And someone who is trustworthy has a differentiated picture of what makes a human, meaning that we all have goodness in us and we also all have some shortcomings. So they won't draw a black and white picture of them being the saint and you being the monster. Respectful of boundaries. A trustworthy person is interested in what's okay for you and what isn't. When you inform them about your needs, what you need to function well, and your boundaries, they will listen. When they don't know, they will ask, and they will respect your boundaries in their actions, not only with their words. Also, they will respect your privacy, meaning if you tell them something, they'll keep it to themselves, especially if you ask them to. And by the way, you can easily observe this by looking at how someone talks about other people to you. And if they're sharing a lot of things that are pretty intimate, you know they'll probably talk to others about you in the same way. Honest communication. A trustworthy person has the luxury of being pretty transparent, open, and honest about their thoughts, decisions, and intentions because they don't have a secret agenda to hide. In a relationship that is full of trust, both parties can be authentic and actually say what they mean. Some closing thoughts. The stronger a relationship can become, or the deeper and the stronger your dependency can become, the more you need to be aware of how trustworthy this person is. So give yourself time to get to know them and show yourself more vulnerable only gradually. Remember that this takes practice. We are likely to make some challenging experiences of our trust also being misused. Some people are very good at hiding their intentions. Others act out of character in extreme situations. So accept that this is part of life and don't be too harsh on yourself for having misplaced your trust. It happens to everyone, and it's just part of learning to give our trust to the right people. All of these thoughts can also be used to reflect on our own trustworthiness and remember that we absolutely need human connection, and it is vital for our happiness and functioning to open up to others, to come close. So don't miss out on the sweetness of deep connections due to past difficult experiences you may have made. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe to see more content like this. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.